In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, one God. Number one, I want to say welcome.
Thank you.
It's very interesting to be a servant. It's very important to know at least to give something back to God. Imagine if we not have Sunday school or you not have a servant, I'm sure you're not going to be here. That's why the church is looking after you all this time, and it's our turn to give something back to the church. Because imagine if we say we love God. Everyone loves God. But how we can show Him we love Him? By we serve Him. To mean to serve Him, to serve His children. Imagine someone, he lost his child. He don't know where is his child, and one day you bring his child back to him after 2-3 years. Look, this person, how can I be happy? That's what we do exactly. We are in the church, we try to do our best to keep God's children in their house or in His house. Why? Because the society outside, as you know, and as you hear, grabbing people a lot outside. Everyone will lose him in the society, God, He will get very upset. Everyone will get him, God will be very happy. One of the story, Ambassador Abamona Botarha, one of the bishops, very famous one. This man in Passion Week, they told him, one of your congregation, she went in adultery house. He left the prayer, he left everything and went to grab her. The lady, she told him, I'm not going to give you this girl until you have to eat meat in that, Passion Week. We fast. He fasted all day without food. And she said, I'm not going to give it to you. He said, dear lady, I am fasting. She said, no, I'm not going to give you. He broke his fast and he brings this girl back. And when we come to the church, he found the picture of Jesus smiling. He told them, I broke my fast to eat this, but I bring you to the lost sheep. Jesus smiled to him. So it's very important we here to do our best to keep our children in the church. That's a first part. Second part, it's you got responsibility when you be a mother or a sister or you have someone need help to know his religion and you're not going to tell him. You be in the society, working in the society, you meet people with Jehovah's Witness, you meet people as a Muslim, you meet people as a atheist, you meet a lot of people. You are a Christian. How you tell them about your religion? If they tell you why you fast, how you can answer them? I got one Muslim guy in my class. I teach security, 19 years old. He started to talk to one guy, Macedonian, and he tell him his Bible, our Bible not correct, with some fake stuff, not true, and everything. So the Macedonian guy, they said, Ehab, can you answer him? I told him, why you not can answer him? He said, I don't know. I told him, you are Christian, you should answer him. Anyhow, this Muslim guy, I got him. He started to give me some books to explain to me about my religion. I said, no problem, I will read. I took these books and I read. Next day he said, what's your opinion? I told him, ignorant, read for ignorance. That's all I can answer. If you really want to know about my religion, I can explain to you. Because it's very important. They get half of the verse and they leave the rest of the verse. But because I know what the meaning of full verse, that's why I answer him. But you will get people like this in the society and the life. If you're not attending to know what the church about, what the Christianity about, and you yourself, you have to have time for reading. Because you got a lot of time, the kids will ask you question. You will get a lot of time, people say, what's the difference between you and Jehovah's Witness? What you gonna say? The people knocking your door nowadays, wearing nice suit and tie, and from Sabbath church. What the difference? All this is very important. Or Mormon, they dedicate 2 years of their life to go around to grab people to the Mormon church. What the difference? All this you will learn here. So it's not about knowledge, it's about life. You have to prove my religion is correct. I remember one in Egypt, he was Protestant church, and our Orthodox, we believe in intercession of the saint. That's why everywhere you found our picture of the saint. And he told me, how come you believe in this? I said, yeah, because they alive. He said, no, they dead. I can't answer him. I didn't graduate. I wasn't even in Theological college at that time. I went to HABIB, I started search and search and search. I was very angry. I know all of our time we celebrate St. Mary feast, we celebrate St. George feast, we celebrate all these feasts, but I know it's correct, but how you prove it? I went to home, I started to read and asked my servant, I do until I prepare something and I show to him. Not to let him understand, no, for another side, I was happy to prove what I believe is correct. You're not going to find this information, you're not going to find a servant, dedicated servant to try to help you. All this we do for free. Why? Because we need our kids to stay in the church, and a little thing, we give it back for what God gave all this, give us wealth, give us health, give us a church. That is something in return we give it to him, to serve the children. To serve you, because you later on can be serving our children. You understand what this means? Imagine Bishoy, he got kids. Who can be Sunday school servant for his kids? I'm not joking. That happened and I saw it. I saw when I come to Australia here, Michael, he was our coordinator in our St. George Church. The kids, we teach them in Sunday school. There is a servant now who's looking after our kids. Because you, the one, can be, after 1 or 2 years, be a servant. And all the youth have married, they have kids. Or the servant teaching you have kids. And you can look after the kids. So that's why we make sure you know it right, because you, the one, can teach our kids. All the servants now, the single, they can marry, they can have a kids. Who can look after them? So it's very important. That's why it's a chain going on and on and on. Never stop. Never stop. Today, one of the founder of our Sunday school, his name HABIB GIRGIS. Maybe you read his name before or heard about him, maybe not. They have a beautiful movie. Why we need to talk about, because this man, he done a lot of a change to our Coptic Orthodox Church. Our Coptic Orthodox Church, before this man went through time very hard. Because the persecution, because occupy from English, occupy from Arab, occupy. And the church to be survived until now, it's a miracle from God. When you read the history of the church and you hear, I said today, just a small story from our history of the church, people killed just only because they're Christian. And until now you hear it in Egypt. So the church to survive until now to be good and miracle of God. But the church to be one of the top leader church around the world before in the Church of Alexandria and our Theological College, anyone around the world to come to learn, he will come to learn in the Theological College in Alexandria. The church until 7th century, the Pope is the leader of any council of the church, was from Coptic Church. The Theological and the theology we've been teaching in Coptic Church in Alexandria was teach around the world. Our Pope, he used to send the date of resurrection to all the church around the world. Even we, more stronger than the Catholic. The Catholic, they got the population. We have the name Pope before maybe 100 or 170 years before even the Pope of Catholic. They took this name. Our person was the first Pope have this name. It's a beautiful church. When I did some study on Macquarie University about the Coptic Church, one of the story was about St. Anthony and St. Paul, and the lady she was teaching us, she got PhD in one of the saints in our Coptic Church, was Saint Shinoda Archimand the Thrice. They told us another one got PhD to collect a papyrus, where is his writing went around the world. And you be very proud in all these people study from different countries, our people, and they brave. And these people, Saint Shinoda Archimand the Thrice, he wrote 10,000 books, his book, and all stolen, mostly they stolen outside Egypt. And these people, they done DHP in some of his school reading. His disciple, she did a master in his disciple, Ambawisa. All these people, I was very proud. I am from Coptic Church, and I told her I visit the monastery of St. Anthony. Our church is very rich and make you proud. When the more you read, you're proud. But don't expect you be successful servant if you come and sit here for half an hour and go home. You need to read. You need to get it as an interest and get it. We have some people who's I do the class with Michael, St. Mary. Some of them now they servant after a couple of years, and they serve in a lot of church, and they give youth meeting everything. We give you the first step, and you take it from there. So HABIB GIRGIS in his time was the church in dark time. It's very hard to survive. This person, he born 1867, and his dad passed away when he was 6 years old. He was very poor family, but he got a very good mother. She used to sit with him to read from the Bible, teach him the Bible, and he was reading a lot, pray a lot. He went high school, and after high school, in this time they want to do Theological college. They selected the best 12 kids from around Cairo. They selected him, who was the top one, and he went in. It was first time we hear about the Theological college. They reopen again. They tried before, they put only monk, didn't get successful. Now they start, they said people normal, interest, and continue.
One of his disciples is the functional. Functional is one of, he attended his lecture in the Theological college.
We have a big room in Theological college. We call it HABIB GIRGIS, and like Michael said, last student HABIB GIRGIS was teaching was his honest Babshinoda, to show you the quality coming after him. Yeah, and the quality he was teaching. All these names, my certificate was number 525 certificate after they reopen again. And his honest Babshinoda, he's the one signed my certificate. To show you now they open, and you found these people, it's not normal. He done a lot, not a miracle as a physical miracle. He done to do what he done. He was a normal person. He was being led by the Holy Spirit. Anyhow, they choose him. In that time was very hard to get a good teacher. One of the priests who was teaching him was very sick, and he started 2-3 months, and they get sick. They send him home. They can't find someone to teach them religion in Theological college. They choose him because he was very good in the Bible. They choose him to be a teacher and a student at the same time. So when he writes in his note, he said, it was very hard for me to teach a people, and these people, I expect them to be a priest and Sunday school servant, and some of them later on bishop. So he said, in that time I used to stay a long time, search and read, so I give them a good knowledge and a good food so they can use later on. After he was a teacher and a student at the same time, he was start to go on and study and read. One day they asked him to give a sermon in the a small church in that time. The Pope Carolus V, he started to hear about him. He said, I need to go to hear his sermon. The Pope would sit, imagine the Pope sit, and a deacon gave a sermon. And during he was giving sermon, was beautiful sermon, he said, why we are Christian. It was nice sermon actually. If you watch the movie, he found some part. He said, a lot of people Christian by name, but did we practice what believe, and did we Christian like Jesus asked us to be a right Christian or not? It was nice sermon. Anyhow, after the Pope was hear him, the Pope was happy. He stand up and was signed the cross when he talked, because he was very amazed with his speech. After this, one of the people write newspaper. He told them, can we take this sermon and put in the newspaper, and people start to know HABIB GIRGIS. After this, the Pope, he make him archdeacon, and he told him, you be the number one, give the sermon in the cathedral. He appointed him to give the sermon all the time in the cathedral. And after this one, the person looking after the Theological college, he gets sick, so they appointed him to look after the Theological college 1918. He had a lot of dreams. First dream to establish the Theological college and they make a good place for people like to come from outside Cairo to study and sleep there, and was successful. Second dream, he was changing the subject. He started with psychology, he started with some subject using, he put Greek, he put Hebrew language, he started with a new subject wasn't there. Third point, the people blind, he want to do something with them. You know, in Egypt, if you go Egypt, they teach them alhan, and his job can be leader أو معلم في الكنيسة اللي هو outside he prays, so at least he getting income from the church. When he comes, these people was very poor, so he start to teach them to alhan, so they can found a job after they finish 4 years learning alhan, ويبتدوا يعلموا الناس and the church gives them income. In that time, they have no place to sleep. He said they used to sleep for area very cold, and next day, because there's nothing to sit, they can sit in the sun to just get warm. He saw them and was crying and asked God for help. Because he done so much to the church, after he finished his prayer next day, the Pope called him and tell him, Habib, we'll give you a nice present, house next to this school, so you can, instead of you walk or you have your charge every day, he got something with horse, someone drive for him, you take this one present for you and your family. He said, after I hear this was the sound of God, next day he donated again to the Theological College, and they gave it to these people, the blind, to live in, because it was a nice house. After this was his the patron saint for him was Saint Mary. He loved her very much. So he got the Theological College. He said, we need our people to train how they give sermons. So he decided to build a church for Saint Mary. He started collecting money from everywhere. He started to go to the rich, the poor. He started to collect from around Egypt. He collected money and he built a beautiful church. He built a beautiful college and a beautiful church, and in that time wasn't electricity. And was another temptation for him. He's the man over any temptation. Nothing stopped his work. He started to pray and went to visit people that responsible to connect the electricity. He said, we can do it. He said, all right, come visit our Theological College and see. This man who was charged to connect the electricity, he saw the college, he was very happy. He said, we connected this week and we pay for it too. And after they connected, he was very popular. His sermon, everyone will attending. His sermon written everywhere. He wrote about 4 or 5 books. He wrote about 4 or 5 books, and his books very, very good. He write about the sacrament of the church. He write about the right faith. He write about this one. There's a nice point too I want to talk about. In that time you can have the Muslim religion in the school, but not Christian religion, not allowed. So if people in private school, maybe they can learn some about religion. But imagine if someone went to public school from Kinsey to year 12, he not taking any religion. No Sunday school in the church, and no religion on the school. What they learn about religion. What he decided twice a week he collect all the kids from public school to take them one of the church Saint Mary in Fagala and give them about religion. And another day a separate area and start to do. It was too big job for him. So they went and they talked to Prime Minister of the Education at that time, and he agreed, to have religion on the school. So he started to write the program, and they start to get the teacher trained was from the Theological College to start to teach people. And it was the first time they put the religion in curriculum on the school. People start to learn. In another side, he started putting the foundation of Sunday school. He said, we need the kids. If they go public, they have a religion on the school. And if they go to church, they have something called Sunday school. And first meeting after a couple of years, he got first meeting was in Cairo. They found 500 servants attending first meeting. And he wrote a program for Sunday school, and they start Sunday school from there until now, never stopped. Another point he done it too, he started to make afternoon Theological College. What mean afternoon? The morning people, the people dedicate like that's university. They coming from different states. They cannot study and they stay inside. But afternoon for people like us, we used to finish university, we work in the morning and you can do afternoon study. So he has a more opportunity for people to learn. In that time, 3 times was degree from the Coptic Orthodox Church, not allowed any priest to be ordained unless he finished the Theological College. And he started to lift up the education of the priest, because in that time wasn't Sunday school, was in Theological College. So the bridge knowledge, they haven't got much knowledge. Only if they want more knowledge, they have to, in that time was San Macarius Monastery was the top one. You can have books and you train there. But when the Theological College opened, they start to do all this one. One of his stories, very important, nice one too. He make everyone give sermon, allowed to give sermon church. They make ID for them, so no one allowed to come to give sermon without ID. Plus they make a wage for them. So you give the sermon, you take this amount of money because that's their job. Wasn't they not like us? We do job in the morning and we do this as a service. No, their job. They graduate from the Theological College. The Theological College spend them, give them wage so they can have family and like dedicated servant. One of these people, only he served twice a week, so the income very slow, twice a month. So give sermon, so the income very slow. So he start to, whinging. He start to say something bad about him and everything. He start to wrote in one of the newspaper, bad newspaper, something very bad about HABIB GIRGIS. HABIB GIRGIS, he used to be student, and he's supposed to be work for him, and he wrote all this one about him. Someone show him the newspaper. What do you think he done? He called this person and they gave him pay increase and told him, I'm sorry for all this one to make you, because I know the pay is not enough. He gave him pay increase. This person was crying for how he cannot respond to evil with love like this. HABIB GIRGIS, in his, end of his days, the library he done was huge library. He collected books from around all world. We have a beautiful library in Egypt, special for Theological College. And like I said before, one of his students coming in afternoon classes was أنبا شنودة اللي هو كان اسمه في الوقت ده نظيف جيد اللي هو بقى His Holiness Papa شنودة. And in his meeting with him, he used to see him, everything he says they write down. His Nazir guide write down. So HABIB GIRGIS give a speech like now, everyone write. So HABIB GIRGIS, he said, what you write every time you write? He said, every nice word, every nice comment I write, so when I go home I can memorize this and I use it in my spiritual life. So after everyone left, HABIB GIRGIS, he told them, come here, I want to talk to you. He said, I was young like you, I have the same desire to help the church. I dedicate myself to help the church, and he didn't marry all his life dedicated to the church, and I can see myself coming in you. You can be something very important to the church. After a little while, His Holiness Papa Shinoda went to monastery, and from Nazir Gaid to Papa Shinoda, and thank God, look how many years. I think he's the top 3 serving Pope until now, in 118 Pope. They want to ordinate him as a bishop for Giza. Giza is a big state in Egypt. They want to ordinate him as a bishop in maybe when he was about 70 years old, to show you. But the Holy Synod refused because he wasn't a monk. He was only archdeacon. So they refused. Anyone to be a bishop must be a monk. It's beautiful books. You can't cover his life in just a half an hour. This man, every time I think I'm servant, honest, I put his DVD and I watch what he was doing, and I compare myself with him. I say I'm nothing, so I come humble again. Sometimes we think you are a servant, you are a famous, we. No, but sometimes you have to stop and wake up yourself. This is the person who wake me up. I put his DVD and I see, look, this man, what he done, and we still not even little drop in his life. He's a beautiful man, and by the way, he was very humble too. Very nice, very humble, and what he done, we will never can achieve to do. And all of us here, we are just a fruit of what he seed, because he seeds the Theological College and he seeds the Sunday School. And imagine each church in around the world, from Coptic or Orthodox Church, this is the one he done Sunday School, and we the one continue what his work, and you the one will continue his work. HABIB GIRGIS. It's a beautiful life of this person. Please try to watch the movie. I don't know if his story maybe in Encyclopedia of Coptic Church too.
Yeah, I'll put up on their website. I have 20 sermons for
HABIB GIRGIS
in English. Written.
Ah, beautiful.
So I'll put those up, and I'll put his life up as well.
Yeah, beautiful, very good. Just put my website and link it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and give me the stuff, because I have his books in Arabic, but his books are very rich and brilliant. The book about the sacraments, 7 sacraments of the Coptic Church, explain it very well. He's a top man, and imagine until now, a lot of people we hear about them, they do great job and their job is stop, but this man, imagine his work bigger and bigger and bigger. And every time we look to Bab Shinoda, he's one of his servants, they discover his body in 1994, I think, 94, and they have a place for his body. You can see his coffin, you can find his picture of his mom, where he's writing, handwriting, he found everything in one of the church that Qudus Hanan Mamadan في مصر القديمة. They done really job for him, for appreciation for what he done to the Coptic Church. Glory be to God forever and ever. Amen.